What is diffraction, especially single slit diffraction? Analytical study behind this. This one is screen, this one is slit having width d. This is the center point. We want to find resulting intensity at some random point P1 due to this single slit, and we are illuminating a white source, especially laser light. So we want to find displacement at point P1 due to only one slit element, width dz. So we have considered a small slit element having width dz at a distance of z unit from the center point. So the position of the point P1 is at an angle theta and at a distance r unit, and we have considered this slit element. From this the distance is r1. So displacement at point P1 due to this single element only having width dz at a distance of z unit from center point is dE equal to E dash sin omega t minus kr1. E dash sin omega t minus kr1. But we know that E dash varies width of this element. So if you want to remove the sign of variation, E dash equal to A dash dz. A dash is the proportionality constant which depends on actual source. If actual source is having greater intensity, A dash is greater. So dE is replacing A dash dz on the place of E dash. dE is A dash sin omega t minus kr1 dz. The result number 2. Now the resulting displacement at P1 due to whole slit, that is due to all slit segments. So we have to integrate between 2 points B and A. So integral B to A dE. But what is dE? A dash sin omega t minus kr1 dz. So integral minus d by 2 to plus d by 2. Because of this is the middle point, the total width is d, slit width. So this one is minus d by 2, this one is plus d by 2. So we will integrate between the limit minus d by 2 to plus d by 2. So integral minus d by 2 plus d by 2, A dash sin omega t minus k into r1, but r1 is r minus z sin theta dz. So see the figure, this one is r1 and from this point this one is r. If we draw perpendicular foot here, this one, so this distance r is greater by this length than r1. So if this one is theta, this one is approximately theta, this one is z, this one is theta. So this is z sin theta. So we have replaced r1 by r minus z sin theta dz. So integral minus d by 2 plus d by 2, A dash sin omega t minus kr plus kz sin theta dz. So A dash by k sin theta, integration of this term is minus cos omega t minus kr plus kz sin theta. The limit is minus d by 2 plus d by 2 because of the variable is z. Other terms are we are considering constant. So minus A dash by k sin theta, cos of omega t minus kr plus kd by 2 sin theta minus, replacing this, minus cos of omega t minus kr minus kd by 2 sin theta, this one. So cos c minus cos d, so minus 2 sin c plus d by 2, c minus d by 2, using the maths rule. here E equal to minus A dash by K sin theta. So minus 2 sin omega t minus KR into sin KD sin theta by 2. After this term, applying the rule cos C minus cos D. So we have minus 2 sin C plus D by 2 into sin C minus D by 2. So minus 2 here, 2A dash K sin theta into sin omega t minus KR sin KD sin theta by 2. Readjusting the term, 2A dash by K sin theta into sin KD sin theta by 2 into sin omega t minus KR. This term again readjusting. So 2A dash K is actually replacing K is 2 pi by lambda by 2 pi by lambda. So 2A dash upon 2 pi by lambda sin theta. Sin K is 2 pi by lambda d sin theta by 2 into sin omega t minus KR. So A dash D multiplying both numerator by denominator by D. So A dash D pi d sin theta by lambda into sin pi d sin theta by lambda into sin omega t minus KR. So separating A dash D, sin of pi d sin theta by lambda upon pi d sin theta by lambda into sin omega t minus KR. Now suppose pi d sin theta by lambda is alpha. This term is alpha. So this is sin alpha by alpha. This is A dash D and sin omega t minus KR as it is. So E is A dash D into sin alpha by alpha into sin omega t minus KR. So this term is amplitude at P1. So E is A dash D sin alpha by alpha. But we know that I varies square. So I at P1 varies A dash square D square sin alpha by alpha whole square. So I P1 equal to constant, probably constant, into A dash square D square sin alpha by alpha whole square. So IP1 is I naught. This one is suppose I naught. Sin alpha by alpha whole square. Now condition for nth order minimum. We should require sin alpha is 0 because intensity is 0. So alpha must be integral multiple of pi, say m pi, where m equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So alpha is pi d sin theta by lambda and it is m pi. Pi cut out. So d sin theta m is m lambda where m equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the condition for mth order minimum. Now IP1 is I naught into sin alpha by alpha whole square. We know that for maximum or minimum, the condition is d IP1 by d alpha should be 0. So I naught as a constant multiple, d alpha of sin square alpha by alpha square is 0. So division rule, quotient rule, alpha raised to 4, alpha square into derivative of sin square alpha 2 sin alpha into cos alpha minus sin square alpha into derivative of alpha square is 2 alpha equal to 0. For fraction should 0, numerator required to be 0. So 2 alpha sin alpha, taking common this 2 alpha sin alpha, we have alpha cos alpha minus sin alpha. This is the numerator and it should be 0. So alpha equal to 0 or sin alpha equal to 0 or alpha cos alpha equal to sin alpha. So alpha equal to 0 or sin alpha equal to 0 or tan alpha equal to alpha. This is the condition for mth order minimum. But if we if satisfy tan alpha equal to alpha, this is the condition for mth order maximum. Okay. So for mth order maximum, tan alpha equal to alpha should be satisfied. So first condition is alpha equal to 0. This is the central maximum. And intensity of central maximum is I naught because of this is 1. Now from graph, the another possible value is alpha equal to approximately 4.4934 in radian. And it is 1.43 pi, which is almost equal to 3 pi by 2, but less than this. This is the condition for first order maximum. So intensity of first order maximum is IP equal to I naught into sin alpha by alpha whole square. If you put this sin of 4.4934 upon 4.4934 square, after using scientific calci, we have I naught into 0.047. In fraction form we can write approximately I naught by 22. So the intensity of first order maximum is 1 by 22 times that of the central maximum. The next possible value also from graph for alpha equal to 7.7252, it is equal to 2.46 pi, which is almost less than 5 pi by 2 but nearly equal to 5 pi by 2. This is the condition for second order maximum. And if we put these values in the original formula, Ip equal to I naught sin alpha by alpha whole square. If we put sin this, alpha is this. After using scientific calculation, we have I naught into 0.0164, which is approximately I naught by 61, and it is the 1 by 61 times that of the central maximum. This is the second order maximum, and so on.